There are many things that happened today that I just can't believe I have this going on. And it was someone said something about like, no, no, you gotta do this instead of that. No, no, you gotta do this instead of that. And I'm like, I know what I want. What I know the things that I'm getting into. It's just that people don't believe that I'm capable of doing it. And I'm like, exactly because you don't know who I am. But then this person has like really stern belief, and I'm essentially rejecting them to say whatever they want because it's just like, okay, this is like you don't know what I'm doing, and you don't necessarily trying to understand what I'm doing, and therefore you just infiltrated my field with your perceived decision that is best for me. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not what I want. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I know this person means well, but I'm like, no, 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 I know what I want. And because I'm such an intuitive, I'm just like, okay, this is not the thing that I need to get on. And then, oh, instead of that, let's do this instead. Why? Because I intuitively know that this one is going to do better than the other one. But that person was saying to me like, no, the other one is better for you because you haven't even have the result to make the second one. And I'm like, you are so tangible. I understand that perspective, but that's not what I'm here for. And I get to do what I want instead of what they want, which is great. But then another thing happened after that is that instead of like having detachment about it, I become too attached to it, and then I can't let go. And that's why I'm like getting on this, sharing this experience, because at one point I'm like, why am I having a hard time to let this thing go? Because essentially, what this experience, this moment, is that I know that this person can't understand what I actually doing here, and therefore she did that, thinking that that was best for me, but actually, no, no, that's not it. And then the attachment evolved into a bodily pain, and I'm like, why am I feeling pain in my chest? Like I'm feeling like I'm being attacked, like I'm being threatened by something. And I'm like it's nothing, like they just said the suggestions that they think I would do better in the group. And I'm like, no, that's not it. I don't want to do that. And then I become too attached, and I'm like, why am I being too attached? And I get to realize that sometimes, which is, this is very true if you are releasing, venting yourself, not through anyone, it's just that you process it within your body. Is that if your body are not well, are not flexible enough, are not, like the muscle is stiff and you haven't worked out and you haven't stretched your muscle, and then it just stuck there, right in the place where it was really hard to breathe. And that happened to me. And I'm like, okay, so I just need to stretch my body and let it move out of my body eventually. But no, that's not it also. And I'm still like having, even after the exercise, the stretching and all the workout, I'm like, okay, it hit something, but also like, because it holds the truth. about it is that I don't have the result to actually go to the next level, but I have this overwhelmingly certainty that I can do better in that group, and that's why I stand tall in my choice. But then I'm like, oh shit, still having that like physical pain, can't process it well, which is like sometimes it happen. It can go away like right now because we understand. I understand that this is not something that I want to go forward with, so I need to release it right here, right now. But also, like, because it holds such a truth that the critics become some kind of suggestions. And I'm like, the suggestion becomes such a critic, it's backwards, that I understand where it comes from, and therefore I'm going to acknowledge it. Okay, I assume that my work, my part is actually landing heavily on the intuitive part without acknowledging that, okay, I'm not having the result. But the thing is that it's not that I cannot have the result, it's not that I don't believe I cannot have the result, it's just that the result is not here yet. So that's also the difference. And assuming that I know what is inside the first choice that this person suggested is also my part, is that I assume it will not work. But the assumption was supported by my intuitive knowing that the space that I chose is better for me than that person's suggestions. And I'm like, okay, so there's duality in this. I know there's some truth in it, but it's not the truth that I often play with because the result is sometimes not something that I want to hold, especially money, because I'm not here doing this for money. I'm here because I have been built my life the whole 29 years to actually do this. And all of it has teach me that my intuition is actually more often is right. And now that I have been in the space that I chose, and I've seen the things that is shared in that space, and I'm like, this is actually what I want. And then I saw the space, what happened in this space that that person suggested, and it actually holds the truth of why I don't choose that space, because that space evolved around the beginner starting point of why people not having to move on to the next level, not having the result and all that stuff. And I already integrated that. You know what? This is crazy because my intuition is right. Once again, I'm just like, and I still feel ashamed. Like I feel sad that that person can't believe what I believe. That is the saddest part because I assume people in that space were like, great, you chose this, but no. There will be someone out there that going to, you know what? No, what you're thinking is wrong. You can do it. You can do this instead. Instead of relying that I know myself best, I know that what I want to get is what's best for me. That person just like go along with their insistence. Now, the first time she suggested that option is a feedback. I accept that. I I give my reply to what she said, and then she insisted, and I'm like, at that time I understand. I understood that, oh, this person misunderstand what I mean on the certain things that I said on my reply, and I don't think she understand me at all. And now that is the proof. So, handling conflict is actually a mix of everything. Just because you understand how to defend yourself really well without getting triggered doesn't mean that whatever happened after that doesn't exist. Like, how do you actually let that frequency out of your body without essentially making it into something that you can feel this long? Because this happened like in the afternoon, and now it's like 11 p.m. and I still hold that until like an hour ago after I stretch my body. And I'm like, okay, so exercise can help. Like you can have a supportive system to help you release whatever it is that you have, the things that is not good for your body. But then even after that, even after that self-care, when it doesn't help, you need other proof. But even if the proof is significantly helping you anyway, there are truth in that proof that you cannot deny because you haven't get there. That is the saddest part of this because I don't have any proof yet to make this assumption wrong in the first place. And I left with this like emptiness that no matter what I do right now, I can't block that word out of my mind. I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. And it will stay in my body. I feel like that's how I do things is that until I have a proof, then I will, okay, now you are wrong and I am right. That uh, competitive side of me is actually not well trained, to be honest, because I don't work well in competition. I work well when I stand alone in my path, which is okay. It's just that I need to own it to my best ability. And I own it that I don't have the result yet. But I also own it that I'm very intuitive and I'm right at the thing that I want to receive. And this is why when you have duality and you work on it, there are things that you cannot solve no matter what you do because you need a certain like tangible result that can make that assumption wrong in the first place. But until then, this is what you get. And you need to stand strong in this storm because this is not fun. This is not good. It just like stays in your body with the meaning of like, yeah, you haven't got there. Exactly. Exactly. But like, I do know how to get more than that because this is also like when you are striving for something and then you can't get it, and then when you start really imagine yourself to get beyond that, it's actually a lot easier. And this is what I call capacity. What is your capacity? Let's say you have some like underlying feeling that it's just off. Like it seems like I can't do it. And then you start imagine something bigger than that. And that sounds double than the things that you thinking before. And just like this live stream slash recording right here is that if it's not grand enough, I can't do it. If it's like not extraordinary, I can't do it. It sounds overwhelming to actually do this like 365, but to be honest, I don't have any sense of doubt that I will stop. And that is also what is happening. And I'm like, okay, there's also that. So the capacity is different for everyone, but sometimes you need to quantum leap into somewhere where it just makes sense for you. But sometimes it's not linear because some people think like your milestone is so linear that you need to actually like think through, like be so logical about it, be so realistic about it. When essentially that's not how this reality works because you are a soul with different input and you get to be yourself because you understand that you built different, you are an anomaly, you are powerful, you are your everything, the higher being, the guide, the god, the universe, like everything is here. So limiting yourself into like such a milestone is actually really off, even for me. So I'm like, this is what you get. Nothing more than this. And I almost like almost not recording today because I was just jamming a song. It was really good. I'm gonna share it on the description if you wanna hear it with me. And I actually commented a few more songs there. But I'll see you there. I'll see you tomorrow again. Bye.